FSG are finally spending big. And after winning the Premier League in 2025, Liverpool are set to smash their transfer spending record this summer. We've seen years of conservative deals and balancing the books, but now it feels like the leash is off. And Chairman Tom Werner said at the end of the season, our goal is to be better than we were last season. That is not a throwaway line. That is a statement. My name is Jamie and you are watching Transfer News Live, where we bring you the most detailed breakdowns of the biggest moves in football. 11 years ago, Liverpool sold Luis Suarez and replaced him with Ricky Lambert. Let that sink in for a second. Just over a decade ago, Liverpool were patching holes in the team and now they're setting the pace in the transfer market. This is a complete turnaround from where they were. Liverpool have wasted no time this summer. They've activated Frimpong's €35 million release clause. They then dropped a club record fee on Florian Wirtz, and with Milos Kerkez ready to sign for around £40 million, this is a revolution that we are witnessing right now. And the funny thing is, they might not even be finished. So we're going to break this video into three parts. Firstly, we're going to look at the three players they have already signed and why. Second, we are going to look at the two transfers they have on their list. And third, we are going to see what targets this team could have and the achievements they could make at the end of the season. So, Liverpool have a new right back, a very different right back. Frimpong isn't a Trent replacement stylistically. He's a turbocharged wide outlet, a wingback who thrives off space and chaos. At Leverkusen, he averaged over 4.5 touches in the opposition box per 90, which is comparable to most elite wingers. He's not here to control tempo like Trent, he's here to explode past lines. If we look at the heat maps of Trent from last season, you can see he plays a lot deeper in comparison to Frimpong, who's basically playing as a right winger. Combine that with him being in the 97th percentile for successful dribbles last season, then it's easy to see why Slot wants him in this team. On the other side then, Liverpool's newest right back, Milos Kerkez, arrives for £40 million from Bournemouth, Liverpool's most expensive fullback ever. And with Andy Robertson potentially moving to Atletico Madrid, it's easy to see why Liverpool want Milos Kerkez in their team. He's basically like a young Andy Robertson. If we're looking at his overlapping runs from 2024-2025, you can see exactly why Liverpool want him. He makes those overlapping runs. He's going to have Diaz and Gakpo cutting inside, and he will be that outlet which Liverpool need. Robertson has been the best left back of the Premier League in the last decade, but as with any player, age eventually catches up, and Milos Kerkez coming in to do things that he was able to do when he was younger is exactly what Liverpool need. Then we move on to Florian Wirtz, Liverpool's record signing. Wirtz is already one of Europe's best creators, 57 goals and 65 assists in under 200 games for Leverkusen. He's versatile. He's naturally a 10, but can play on the left and as a false 9, which is something Liverpool need right now. And if we look at this radar chart from Sky Sports, it says everything you need to know. He's in the 88th percentile for chances created, the 99th for take-ons completed and touches, while also being in the 95th percentile for touches in the opposition box. He's a volume creator and the exact kind of player that makes an entire attack click. Under Slot, he's likely going to be the new number 10, and with Trent gone, he's going to be Liverpool's new creative engine. There is no doubt about it. And Wirtz is ready to hit the ground running. He said this in his interview: I am not here to have fun. I want to win everything every year. That is exactly the kind of mentality you need coming into this team. Before we dive into part 2, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 10k and any of the support is appreciated. So let's get into the next part. Liverpool have just sold João Kwanzaa to Bayer Leverkusen for €40 million. So they need a replacement, and that replacement looks to be Crystal Palace's Marc Guehi. Guehi currently has 1 year left on his deal. Palace reportedly rejected a £70 million bid from Spurs in January, but now with his contract running down, Liverpool could be looking to get him for around £50 to £60 million. That is an absolute steal. Guehi ranked in the top 10 last season for blocks and clearances per 90 for Premier League defenders with over 20 appearances. He also had a pass completion rate above 89%, which is ideal for playing out from the back, which is what Slot wants. He has a calmness about him, and he's the captain of Crystal Palace right now, and he's just led them to an FA Cup. He is exactly the type of leadership and quality that you want in a Liverpool defender. Fabrizio Romano, The Telegraph, and the Liverpool Echo all confirm Guehi is a primary target. He's homegrown, he's good on the ball, and he can compete with Van Dijk and Konate. Even with the Konate situation, Real Madrid are sniffing around and potentially want to get him on a free next year. So having Guehi come in, understand what it's like to play for Liverpool, is going to be ideal in this situation. Next up, you have the dream signing, Alexander Isak. This one is audacious and it's going to be tough to pull off. Isak is valued at around 120 to 150 million pounds. And some reports are saying Newcastle won't even do a deal for over 200 million. Newcastle don't want to sell. Liverpool are watching, and Isak, he is absolutely worth it. His shot map shows exactly why. Nearly all of his goals came from between the width of the post. But that just shows he understands where he needs to be to score goals. His heat map for last season shows constantly that he's moving across the front line, interchanging with other forwards. In comparison to someone like Haaland, who stays very much in between the width of the goalpost, Isak is the ideal candidate for Liverpool's forward line. He's 6'4", he has silky feet, and he's ice cold in front of goal. 23 goals in 34 appearances last year for Newcastle. That just shows the level that he is at right now. He also ranked top 5 for XG per 90 and progressive carries of Premier League forwards last season. If Núñez leaves, then I think we could potentially see Liverpool put that money towards the signing of Alexander Isak. Napoli are interested in Núñez. You could be looking at 50 to 60 million pounds. I think that's where we're going to see potential movement. If Núñez stays, then I don't think this deal happens. But if it does, Liverpool have a striker that can win games on his own. So if the Liverpool have this 10 out of 10 transfer window, what way could they line up next season? One option is one we already know. That is 4-2-3-1. And it's the one Slot will most likely go with. McAllister and Gravenberch in the double pivot with Wirtz as the natural 10, Salah and Diaz or Gakpo wide, and then Isak leading their line. Frimpong and Kerkez then bombing on. If Marc Guehi signs, then Liverpool could look to move to a 3-4-2-1 formation. And we've seen Slot do this already in some games, especially when he's gone down to 10 men. It's not been 3-4-2-1, but he's played 3 at the back and had the wing backs. And he's played something similar at Feyenoord too. Guehi, Konate, Van Dijk at the back, and then you have Frimpong and Kerkez bombing on. And then you have a choice of any of the midfielders you want. Liverpool have the flexibility to change things here too. You have the likes of Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Jota, Jones. Slot last season was very good at making changes in game. And I think with the signings that he's making this summer, it's going to be even harder to predict and stop how Liverpool want to play and win games. So we've signed all these players. We know how Liverpool are going to line up. What is the ambitions for next season? This team has the depth to compete on all fronts. I think last season they would be disappointed with how they performed in the Champions League. But now they have basically 2 options in every single position. You're going to have the tactical versatility to swap formations mid-game. Then you have the energy and hunger of young players coming into the team. The likes of Wirtz, Kerkez and Frimpong added to the experience of Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson. And you could have a very, very big season for this Liverpool team. And let's not ignore the motivation. Salah and Wirtz have now both come out and said they want to win a Premier League and a Champions League next season. And with the quality they have, I think they're going to be at the forefront of those two. The players believe it, the manager believes it, and the fans, they're starting to believe it. From replacing Suarez with Ricky Lambert to then smashing the transfer fee for Florian Wirtz, Liverpool's change under FSG has been transformative in the last decade. They've now got the squad, the manager and the mindset to go out and compete on all fronts. Can they win the Premier League again? They will be favourites. Can they win the Champions League? Absolutely. Can they win both next season? Well, I'll leave that up to you to decide. But if you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. We have content coming out every single week on transfers up and down the Premier League. And this summer is going to be very exciting. I shall see you all on the next one. Cheers, guys.